The Odyssey, my friends. I am Mike Odyssey, and I realized that I just released a new video. This is the second video, and in the first video I did go over a patent that pointed towards Nintendo Switch 2 Lite, but I really didn't emphasize enough. I just left it like a side note because the main story was that new patent with that new mechanic for like fishing games. But I realized that I really needed to make this video to more focus on this second patent, because this could really be related to Nintendo Switch 2 Lite. And I think that's the most exciting thing ever, with a new Animal Crossing possibly in the horizon, and that's no pun intended, hopefully by next year. So let's go ahead and get into it. If you are new here, I invite you to check out this short clip. So before we get into today's stories, you see, I want to ask you one thing. I want to ask for your subscription. You see, I'm legally blind and I'm basically losing my sight as we go. I don't have sight on my left eye, and I have about 40% sight of my right eye, and it's just fading away, right? The doctors right now have nothing else they can do, but I have a dream to become a full-timer on YouTube by the end of this year, and I want to ask you for your help. If you subscribe to this channel right now, it'll only take a second. For me, it'll just change my life. So if you could do that right now, I would really appreciate it. Here we have Monday through Friday Nintendo news. On the weekends, we have products and reviews. And we also have the occasional Nintopic podcast with your favorite voice actor. So I would really appreciate it. It would mean the world to me. And I just want to thank you in advance for giving me your subscription. Let's move on to today's stories. All right, my friends. Now, the first thing I want to do here is I want to show you these images right here, right? This is a quick search, Nintendo Switch 2 assembly, because I wanted to take a look inside the Nintendo Switch 2. And as you can see here, we have this big board here, and you see the fan right there, right? And then so there's this line here that connects this here. It connects this entire piece here to the actual board, right? And then we have the heat sensor here and the chip and everything, and so then the battery. So I just want you to have a picture of what the Nintendo Switch 2 internals look like, so that when we look at this new image, you can already see some difference, okay? Because this is basically just answer your question, because I know in the comments that you might see, oh, this might be for the Nintendo Switch. Well, it's actually not for the Nintendo Switch. If we also go ahead and put here the word dock, okay? I think this is important to do first, just so we can go ahead and remove the doubt, right? Let's go ahead and look for the internals of the dock, the Nintendo Switch dock. There are videos out there, this assembly. So let's say here, internals. Pretend this is like a live video. Is the internals of the Nintendo Switch 2. And so this is the video. There you go. Here is the board there, and then we see the fan up here. So the board and the fan out here. So just to give you guys an idea, if I even go even deeper, because I know this website kind of breaks it down here, we can go ahead and then look at the dock, of the inside of the dock, like we did in the prior video. But I just wanted to break this video down just a little more, because this is important information. I think it's a really good discovery here to talk about and to get excited about, because Nintendo is doing something, definitely doing something behind the scenes. So here we have the plate. We remove the plate. Let's go here. We see the board, and then we see the fan right there. And then here these are all the parts inside the Nintendo Switch 2 dock. This board, the fan, and then this is like the encasing, the cover for it, right? That's all we have inside the Nintendo Switch 2 dock. And this is the brains here. This is where the chip is and everything, and this controls this. And so that is what we have. Okay, now let's go ahead and go over to the patent. Here we have the new patent. Okay, now keep in mind that not all images in the patent are real images. They're just put there for basis of pointing out a feature or a specific type of hardware, and they'll just put a dummy enclosure so that they can display the product at hand, right? So what they're just really describing here, if you can notice here, there's nothing really mentioning this outside part. The only thing that is being mentioned here is everything that's been numbered. So the four here, this part there, we have a 25, which is the park here. We have the 525. There's this here. We have that, and then we also have number 3, which is the fan here. And so we have another part here and another part there, right? We go down, we see the full enclosure with vents, okay? Full enclosure with vents. And then we go even deeper and we see an entire vent on the bottom, right? So again, these images are, we don't know whether they're in real size or this is just like a dummy. I've seen Nintendo do dummy images to just show a button, right? And so we don't know just yet. All we know is that what is real here, what Nintendo really wants to put your focus on, or whatever they want to, you know, focus on, is these enclosures and this part inside, okay? This entire part inside. So this right there, you see that L-shaped thing? This is gonna be the board. This is the board, okay? This is, I guess it's like the heat sink to you know, to take the heat out. And this is the vent here, right? And so this is what they want to show us, okay? Or show the patent, right? And that's it, right? This is what the patent is showing. We have a chip right there. We have another chip. We have this enclosure there. And again, look, their main focus is this part here, right? Which is, you can see it in the back. And then again, this part here as well, with the little vents there. And they're going in deep because this is a very important part of the piece here, right? And so we can see other images here, and of course the description. So let's go ahead and read the description really quickly here. It says the electronic, let me go ahead and read this here. The electronic device includes a housing of a fan accommodated in the housing, a heater generating component accommodating in the housing, and the heat transfer member, which is in thermal contact with the heat generating component. The housing has an exhaust port and a convex part protruding towards the interior space of the housing. The convex generation component and forms an exhaust path during air blown from the fan towards the exhaust port. The heat transfer member is arranged in the exhaust path. So what we're, again, it's exactly what they're describing. They're describing a brand new I would say heatsink kind of fan system, right? Because this is a fan system they're describing here, and how it blows air, how with the exhaust and all that stuff, right? And what this could be related to, and again, this is me speculating, but I mean, I've had a lot of encounter with patents. For those of you who know, who follow the channel, this could be related to another system, Nintendo Switch 2 Lite, and so this fan, everything here is more compact. It's more compact. This entire area could be the fan, right? With its dock. And this area here could be the new board, right? And they have to make it smaller, more compact, so that they can, make a system a lot smaller without removable Joy-Cons. And again, this is just a dummy. This part right there is just a dummy. What's included in this patent that they're protecting is the inside, and of course the ventilation that goes towards the top of the system here, like releasing through the air through here. And so that is a patent, my friends. I myself believe that this could be related to a Nintendo Switch 2 Lite, okay? And if they do release the Switch 2 Lite, they're probably gonna put that at $299. I know that's kind of steep, but after the $400 and some dollars, $299 is where I think the Nintendo Switch 2 Lite is gonna be at, and we might see it around the time of Animal Crossing lovers. There's a statistic say that the majority or a good part of Animal Crossing holders, they have the Switch Lite rather than the full Switch, which is very interesting, right? And so I just wanted to bring this to your attention, give more information, more time to this, because it is exciting to know that Nintendo is still working on new product. We know that with Nintendo Switch 2, that's the base model. We expect a Nintendo Switch 2 Lite and a Nintendo Switch 2 OLED, but that will probably be in year 3 or 4, right? Year 2 to 3 could be the Nintendo Switch 2 Lite. And so that is going to do it for the video. I want to hear your thoughts down below. Let me know, are you excited if this is the possibility that Nintendo is working on a Lite version? Is this the version that you are waiting for to jump over to Nintendo Switch 2? Because you might have a Nintendo Switch right now and your Nintendo Switch is Lite, but you don't want to buy the external Joy-Cons because you only play in handheld mode. So you are looking forward to the Lite version of the Switch 2. Is this your case? Let me know down below in the comments. And thank you so much for being here and subscribing and liking the video and commenting. I'll see you guys in the next one. Before I let you go, never give up and journey on. Peace.